this culture. Like I see in many times, like just creating some WhatsApp groups and Telegram channels of some coding clubs, and they'll just post the question and answers. Like, is this the way of developing a culture?
Honestly, like if I like give a one-liner answer for the expectations, I would say like the placement that I got and the experience that I have.
Like I'm not bad mouthing anyone, but really, I did not like the course structure because
Hi guys, welcome to our podcast. So today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic regarding new generation of IITs and regarding their placements. So here we are with a couple of guests from IIT Dharwad. So before going to topic, I would like to want to introduce themselves. So both Asim and Anirudh can introduce yourselves.
Yeah. So hi Manohar, hi Anirudh, and hi guys. Feels great to be here. I am Asim Ali Khan and I have graduated from IIT Dharwad in the year 2023. Currently working as a software engineer in Pfizer in Bangalore. So looking up for a great time in this discussion. Yeah.
Yep, thanks.
yeah. Hi Manoj, hi Asim. Thank you for having me here on the first podcast. Thank you for inviting me, Manoj. So yeah, I'm 2023 graduate from IIT Dharwad, and yeah, Asim and Manoj have been my colleagues. So yeah, looking
Yep,
ahead for a great time here. So thinking of sharing great
yep. Thanks,
information with you
thanks,
guys.
thanks both of you for taking your time and coming to my podcast for a fruitful discussion regarding the placements. So going to the topic, so we'll discuss the topic that is very, very important for new IT aspirants who is going to think about going into the new generation ITs, especially the third generation ITs. So the topic is about, do you think the placements in third generation ITs really met the expectation of IT? Like what are the factors are influencing on this? So yeah, can you share your thoughts on this?
Yeah. So if you consider the third generation IITs, these IITs have started recently around the year 2015 and 2016. So, if you compare the placement record of these new colleges with older IITs, I think that is where these colleges lack. And if you compare the placement stat of the newer IITs with some college that has been established around the similar year, then you will find like a very big change. And if you compare them with the older IITs, I think that the older IITs have been established themselves given the time that they have been uh, like running batches of students. Uh, so like what I see is the newer IITs have a good record as of now, and I am like up for. I hope I hope and I believe there will be a lot of improvement in the future for these newer IITs, and uh, yeah, that's from my side. And what you can say is the main factors that matters in these colleges regarding placement is the like the people who are participating in these placements should have a good coding culture. They should be participating in coding hackathons, contests, and all that stuff. And they should have good mentorship and guidance from seniors, what resources they should study, and all that stuff. How the interview experiences are, and all that. And also like the projects they have been doing and all that also matters. And that the last thing that matters is the placement cell of the college. The placement cell should be well established and should have dynamic people inside it who can like approach and talk to various recruiting managers and all. Yeah, so like also the placement cell should display themselves as a very strong like entity in front of the people recruiting, and should have a very like decent like poster kind of thing to give as a proof to the recruiters that you can find amazing talent in this college. That's what I think. Yeah, Manohar, I think you are on mute.
Yep,
Yeah,
sorry. So yeah,
yeah,
Anirudh, can you share your thoughts on this?
Yeah, like I just love to extend what Asim said. So, like, yeah, all the points that Asim said are really valid, and yeah, I would just love to unleash the potential of this baby IIT law. So, I would just want to tell what they could do in future. That's it. So, if you see the current scenario, like uh, people don't even consider the baby IITs as top tier one IITs as of yet. So, as far as what I know, so that's because of the reasons Asim has mentioned. And if you see the current placements in baby IITs, I mean it's 20 or 30% of what they can achieve in the next 5 6 years. I think so. They have some great potential going ahead, but if you combine it with the top first gen and second gen IITs combined, I think they are not yet near to them as far as the placements is concerned. And because one of the main reasons, as you said, like these IITs are not settled yet. So many baby IITs still haven't got the permanent campus yet. So when they settle, yeah, I think they're gonna rock. So yeah, when they settle and when they get all those things in an ordered way, and when there's a functionary running behind, so I think yeah, they could do wonders. So,
Yeah. So like for further discussion, like you guys have mentioned many things such as the culture and the management at IITs and the like how the companies are visiting. Like we will further discuss on this through very in depth. So to start with, we'll discuss about the culture of IT, like how it should be of new generation of ITs. So like what you guys have experienced and what you want to be expected there. So can you share in-depth thoughts on this?
yeah. If we consider only the placement context, then like the culture that we mean is the coding culture that the college has. So like the coding culture basically means how like the people are practicing and have been involved in coding and all that. So like they should be having like enough knowledge of the resources and the pattern they should follow to clear and get into good companies. And they should be like having a good record of like practicing DSA on various coding platforms and building good projects and involving themselves in various hackathons and presenting their skills there and like getting a name for themselves there that matters and like culture like apart from coding also like means how the course how the faculty is at that college, how they are teaching, are they well qualified? But mostly IIT faculties are very good, and like you wouldn't find any faculties who is very like not that capable and all. That is very great at IITs, and yeah, that's it regarding like the coding culture. Also, like seniors mentorship and all that also plays a very crucial part. So they should be guiding the juniors to like follow these resources, do these things, follow these things and all that. That also matters. Yeah.
Anirudh, any thoughts on this?
yeah, as far as culture is concerned, like main thing is like coding culture. I mean, uh, people can develop coding culture themselves only, like but sometimes when people after writing JE and when they enter, and many people tend to relax. I mean, there is that relaxation vibe when they enter the college. Yeah, and and they don't know like what it takes to get to a good company. Like whenever students enter into the college of when they enter into IITs, like they dream of packages in worth crores. So like, so when they do dream of packages worth crores, I mean, they should also know the process behind it. Like, what do they need to do? So, what is the process which they have to follow to get there? Like, that thing, they can only get from a good mentorship. Like, if you're good seniors in a college, like who have backed those packages, and not only crores, like I mean, you get like very good package, like 30-40 lakhs also. So that's also very good package, like in IIT. So when you have seniors of that much package, and juniors, I mean, they can get the guidance from them, and then I mean, you should not expect them to come to you and give you some guidance, like, so you should go after them. I mean, everyone would be having the LinkedIn IDs, and create your LinkedIn ID, search it for uh, your seniors who are placed well, and go after them. Like, ask them what to do in order to secure good placements, and what is the methodology to be followed. And yeah, so that is possible only when, I mean, you have some good mentors over there, and the college should also be having a good mentorship culture, as like what Asim said, and also like a good coding culture. Like, you need to have some good coding clubs, I mean, which would implement or which would rather drive students to like continuously participate in hackathons and all those things, because hackathons are very important. Like, once you get an hackathon in a resume, so like your resume would be shortlisted very easily, if you ask me. And yeah, like, also like there are some many coding uh, like websites out there. Like, you have some competitive websites as well as some DSA websites like LeetCode. So automatically you tend to participate doing contests, and then you try to increase your ratings over there also, which you can put it in your resume, and then like that you would be getting companies. So if you ask me, and at last, like, I would also like uh, to emphasize on projects also. Like, students should also have 2 to 3 good projects in their resume, not 2 to 3, like yeah, 2 to 3 good projects in their resume, and good coding base. So that's enough, if I feel like.
Yep, yep. If you
Yeah,
guys
I
share
want to add
of
something, some more points to this. Yeah, during our placement season, like apart from the previous guidance we had received, and like the companies that come during the placement season usually repeat every year. Like if a company comes previous year, and like you can consider that it would come next year also. So like when these companies were repeating, like the same company comes next year, what we did is for last minute preparation tips and all that. If we were shortlisted in that company, we used to go to seniors, ask them for like last minute tips on how to prepare and all that. So that also like matters a lot, last minute preparation and all that stuff. Yeah.
yep, yeah. So like I want to highlight one point. So what you mentioned. So you mentioned that like new generation IT should be very proactive in developing their culture. So like how like like if you want to throw some points on this, like how effectively they can build this culture. Like I see in many times, like just creating some WhatsApp groups and Telegram channels of some coding clubs, and they'll just post the question and answers. Like, is this the way of developing a culture, or else like can you share your views on this?
Yeah, by culture, we don't mean creating WhatsApp groups and passing answers and all that stuff. What we mean by culture is practicing your coding skills consistently, and like putting a lot of effort and preparing well for interviews. That is what we mean by the coding culture. And what you have mentioned apart from that is like the clubs and all, regarding clubs and all, right? So like the older IITs have very well established clubs, and there is a lot of participation in these clubs. So the separate clubs can organize events and all also. So like in our like generation IITs also, like a lot of clubs were started, but they weren't much active during our time. But after like when I interact with my juniors and all, I see very like interaction taking place in those clubs, and the clubs are slowly becoming more and more active. And also our college recently has it was from around 2020 or so, like we also started our tech fest, annual tech fest, which happens every year, called parsec. So that like organizes a lot of hackathons and various events where different people from various institutions participate. That is a very great way to socialize and get to know about different people and all that stuff. And also, like, participating hackathons is very good in that case. So also, like, while while you are contesting in those hackathons and all, you get to know a lot of things and all. Yeah, that also is a great thing. So, like, I think the people should put more time into like developing their clubs and making them more active and all. Yeah.
Yep, Anirudh,
Yeah,
any thoughts on this?
yeah, like if you I would associate the term culture with the clubs only. Like in older IITs, like they have well-established clubs running from over in first generation IITs. If you ask me, the clubs would be running for over 40, 50 years now. 40, 50, yeah, 30, 40 years right now. But in the newer IITs, like since many of them have come after 2016. So they would have clubs with a shaky base, I would say, like not consistent, uh, and yeah, like I mean, they need. I would say this that the clubs are not consistent in third gen IIT. So once they become consistent with time, I think yeah, the culture would automatically be developed. I mean, I would say like every student of the college like should be enrolled in at least one club or the other. Like only then that is the only way. I mean, the clubs in your college can grow and they can move on for many years. Like if you have a club, suppose, and people are not registering for it, so what is the use of having club? And it's not running. So I mean, and the funds would also be not allotted, right? Like so, I would say like students should like enroll in at least one of the clubs so that they can run for a long time. And as students grow in third gen IITs, like clubs, I mean, would also grow, and then culture would automatically come. So
Yep, thanks. So we'll move from the topic of culture to the like how the companies are going to trust this new generation of IT, because when a company visits the college, so they'll show some trust on the college, like they think they had some good students from this, they can grab them to their company. So like, so what are the factors does the company trust this new generation of ITs, do you think?
So, like, if it comes to trust, like the older IITs have well established trust with those companies visiting them, as their alumni network is very strong and the people that they hire every year consistently perform exceptionally well in those companies. So, like, that is how the older IITs have established a well structured trust with the companies. And coming to newer IITs, like people like the firstly the placement management cell should be like very active, approaching various companies and all. And once that is the initial stage is done, the people getting placed in those companies should perform well and should be considering should that is the way then that company would prefer. If the candidate performs well in that company, that is when that company will prefer more students coming from these college. That also is the main reason. And the main like if the company wants to establish good trust with the college, the main reason would be that the candidates that they are hiring from that college should perform very well and should prove that like they are like something different. And yeah, that's what I would say.
Anirudh, any
yeah,
thoughts?
like as far as this topic, like I would like to keep it brief because I really don't know how CDC does this. So like uh, for a company to trust a college, like if you ask me, as per the older IITs, the alumni network and all those things matter, but baby IITs and the third gen IITs, it mostly depends on the students they have hired last year or previous years, I suppose. I mean, it mostly depends on their performance. Like I have an instance, I could recall an instance where last year a company came and hired, I think, one student or something, and he did exceptionally well. And again, the company came this year and it hired two or three students. So I feel maybe it is like uh, previous students who are placed in those companies, their performance really matters for the companies to come again. Like if they don't perform, so they would it would really make a bad impression of the college, right? So I think this is the only thing I have to say here. And yeah, as far as time grows, the alumni network grows. So that's another thing. But yeah, this is what like I would like to do.
Yep. So, like, do you think the strength really also matters? Because, so like, when visiting a company, so like, for example, some company A, which so it has a opportunities of 20 to 30. So instead of going to the newer IIT of having only 100 or 200 people, like they can go to some private colleges, like who are having more than 1,000 or 2,000 per batch. So like, like, how your thoughts, like, can it, like, it plays a major role, or else, or like, it's not the matter?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think that plays a very major role, as like the company's requirement also depends, and every student will not like have will match the exact requirement of the company. So the company
Yeah,
prefers hiring diverse, having a lot of candidates to filter out on, and the company expects to interview as many people as possible and selecting the best out of them. So, like if you consider newer IITs, they haven't established a good strength, like till now. But if you consider older IITs, there are a lot of people sitting for placements and participating in placements and all. So, like if you compare that, then the new generation baby IITs haven't reached that mark of strength. And also that is the reason also why the big companies that have a large requirement of people won't visit these campus now. But as the strength expands, we can hope that these companies come to us, and we can like assure that these companies would be coming and hiring talent from this college as well. Yeah.
Anirudh, any thoughts
Like
from this from you?
yeah, like as you mentioned, like you were telling, so there is some college like 2,000 students, and but it's not a
Yeah,
top tier college. But yeah, like companies would also check your NRF ranking. So right, like I think we discussed this somewhere sometime. So IIT Dharwad just got NRF ranking last year. I think last year that so NRF ranking also matters for the college. So and like I have some calculation here, like which I would like to share. So it also depends on the quality, like quality per student. Like if you consider the top tier colleges, I mean, if you see the quality per student and the total quality, if you want to calculate, you should calculate into the total number of students, right? So if you're saying that there is some college, like I would not underestimate any college, but I would just taking for a reference here that there is some college like 2,000 students, so like, and there's not much quality, like so if you multiply the quality into the total number of students, it is very much less than it would be very much less than the baby IITs, like the quality per student into the total number of students.
yeah,
So like this I would refer to as the cream of a college, like companies would call them cream. So like uh, so that's also criteria which every company sees. So depending on that, the
yeah,
companies choose which colleges to go and which not to go, and it also depends on the hiring strategy too. Like sometimes some companies would love to go to the colleges nearby, like in IIT Dharwad, many colleges come from Bengaluru and not many from Hyderabad. And if you take IIT Hyderabad, I think many colleges come from Hyderabad. So it also depends on the geological location where the college is located. So there are many factors, many other factors. So it depends. Like yeah.
Yep. So going further, like, so earlier we discussed, you guys told about the management of older of new IITs. So like, I think older IITs will mentor the new IITs until they become independent. So like, so do you really think it plays a major role? So does IIT Dharwad or any new third generation IITs had a fruitful mentorship from older IITs or not?
Hmm. Uh, Referring to the term mentorship, what happens is basically the new gen IITs are mentored by a well-established older IIT for a particular duration of time. So in that, what happens is there will be exchange of professors in between these institutions. So professors from IIT Bombay come teach their courses in IIT Dharwad, and professors from IIT Dharwad also go to IIT Bombay to learn from the like good professors there and come here back again. So that happens. And also the older IITs which are mentoring advice, taking decisions and all that to the newer ones, and also giving training and all that also happens. So the new all the third gen IITs have like some older IIT as their mentor. IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, and all those mentors were there for these colleges. But like if we compare like our college uh, which is established in 2016 or so, like I think that it like received a good mentorship from IT Bombay. What like if you compare the college with our college, which had started in 2016 with any private university which had started around the same year, it wouldn't have like received the amount of placement statistics, the growth that IIT Dharwad has received in such a short span of time. So I in my view believe that like IIT Bombay has given like sufficient amount of mentorship to IIT Dharwad in this case, but like there can be more improvements, but still the mentorship is
Yeah,
sufficient. Yeah.
yeah, Anirudh.
Yeah, like as far as my overview of what mentorship is considered, like when the government declares a new IIT, so what happens is, so you cannot hire a new faculty and then give them the charge of the college, right? So you need someone from a well-established college to come there and who knows the administration to come there and look after the so because people coming from older IITs know how everything works, like so how the system works. So they would like to uh, produce the same system here also. So that's what mentorship is all about. Like you have professors coming from older IITs to newer IITs. Majority, like I think 60, 70, 60. I mean, I don't know the exact amount, but you have people from the administration coming from older IITs to newer IITs and then taking charge of the whole college, seeing how in what ways it can develop and all those things, and then they recruit new lecturers and all those things. That's secondary, but uh, yeah, like this is what I feel mentorship is like. And then after uh, 5 to 6 years or something like that, they would leave the new IITs and then they would do their colleges. Like in our case, like we have our dean, I think suppose there is some dean from IIT Bombay, like he was the dean for our college also, like for 6 7 years, and then he left it, uh, and then we had our own autonomous sort of thing.
Yeah. So I think yeah, because it's really matters like when you're starting any new college, getting a mentorship from old IITs is a very plays a major role in my opinion also. Yeah. So like so going further, so like does the research also plays a major role in getting placements because it is a new era of ChatGPT, Bard, and many AI tools is booming up. So many companies also take the students who are very well versed with AI and ML, and like there are also non-technical companies such as Texas and some microchip companies. Like they want students who are very well technically trained with in their in their in their systems. So do you think research also matters here in getting placed in these companies?
Yeah, so I opted for a pure software development role in my company. So, like, if you consider like machine learning, AI, data science sort of stuff, I think that research plays a very vital role in those fields. And also, like, you should be like having a good in-depth knowledge, and the depth in that field, I think, is important, not the breadth of knowledge. And like I believe that should also be promoted. And in our college we had also courses introduced related to this specific like technologies like AI, data science. So we had a special course called artificial intelligence, also, in which we got to know a basic introduction to artificial intelligence. And many students, after taking that course, being interested in that particular domain, took up various projects under those professors teaching that course and really getting into data science jobs. And I like don't have much idea regarding AI data science, as I purely focused on software development and all. So like uh, that that
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
need to do some research on that. Yeah.
yeah. Anirudh, any of your thoughts on this?
Like, I just want you to get back to the question. Like, how does AI and ML affect placements, or like, what is it like?
No,
Research?
like no, like how the research of an IIT plays a role in the placements, because some of the companies may choose the placement through our
Yeah. I
first
got you. I got you. Like,
department in the company. Yeah,
research, if you check, like in most IITs, research is done by MTech and PhD students only, and MTech, yeah, like
yeah,
PhD students only. Like MTech students also, I don't know whether they do research or not, but PhD students mostly do research in IITs. And I mean, BTech students, like, you don't have students doing research, right? So I don't think like it's a major factor. Like, but as you also mentioned, like AI and ML, since looking at the pace at which AI and ML is growing outside right now, I think like after the next 10, 11 years, so like everything would be like AI and ML only, like everything would be automated. But yeah, but I would love colleges to introduce like a special course itself, like a special branch itself in AI. Like you see, IIT Hyderabad has recently introduced an AI course, AI branch only. So, and I think many students have opted for it also. So I would love new ideas doing the same, but the problem comes uh, with the teaching, right? You need to have lecturers also, right? So professors also, like who are well versed in those domains, like who have done enough research or know the stuff. So that's when the problem comes down to. So I think uh, I think in I think in next 3 4 years, like many top artists would also introduce those branches like specific to AI, and yeah, and I think maybe artists will also do the same, considering the professors they have in
yeah,
hand. So
yes, yes. So like
yeah,
yeah,
like
you,
I
you
would also
mentioned
like
about
to mention one more thing, like in baby IITs, like in third gen IITs, so like in top tier IITs, you have very, I mean, quality professors, like right. So here also, like yeah, there would be a drive for professors, but the quality is not like what you get in the top tier IITs. Like, so that's where the problem comes down. You have some very good lecturers, professors here also, but I would not say like everyone is of that level. So that's what the problem is.
yeah, like you mentioned about good points of mentioning about professors. Like I would like to do one more question regarding the professors. Like so, because when it comes to the placements, so like many companies, like the professors have the contacts from them because in their PhD or research, so like they will contact some companies to visit their colleges. So like, have you been experienced this kind of like in your college?
Yeah, that also matters. Like I have seen many professors referring students and like also sharing information regarding internships, from their contacts. Like if there any colleague or so has started a new company, like they have shared internship positions and news regarding that to our batch students and all. And many people reached out to them and like had a good time working with them also. So that also matters. And that really like helps people getting good internships and all that stuff, like whether course the professors are having good connections and like they are having like if they have worked most, like many professors would be working at some point of time and then switching to teaching also. So for they can get any references from the previous companies they have worked in and sharing that information with our students, and like that is also really great and it matters. So like I've also seen instances where professors have shared these kind of resources and references to students in our college. Yeah.
Yep. Anirudh, do you have any
Yeah, like,
experience? Like, do you think is it really matters?
no, like I don't have anything into this. So like, yeah, I think some professors maybe like in our college, like mostly are assistant professors. Like professors, you really have professors, and but assistant professors also like they are very young, so many have some work experience, and I've seen many referring to CDC like in helping it to get some companies also like yeah, professors will also have a major role like not only students but yeah, like yeah, you get what I mean like.
Yep. Yeah. So like so can you give an overview on how you experienced went in your IIT versus expectations you had kept in your IIT?
Yeah, like expectations, I really did not have any expectations because I don't know how IITs uh, what to expect from IIT also. Like after my advance, like I took a drop. Like I did not get IIT in the first time. I took a drop, and then afterwards, like I just wanted to get a computer science somewhere in some IIT. So like uh, so I opted for this IIT, and then yeah, I did not do research. That's the problem. Like I would also like to emphasize this point. Like do your research. Everyone getting into IIT, do your research on each and every IIT. And what I would like to tell you that in top IITs, like branch does not matter. Go into the college and just you can do everything. Like I'm telling you. So branch does not matter in top colleges, but in baby IITs, like if you see, so branch is important. It's little bit important. So and do your research. Everyone getting into IITs, and then yeah. So after going into IIT, like yeah, like most of the time, like like COVID happened, and then we were like at home for nearly 2 years. So and then we went to college in 3 2 or something, and then there's nothing much like we had to prepare for inter so placements, and then sit in the placements and sit. So it's over. So we did not have much college time, but yeah. So everything is online. So nothing much. That's what like I would like to say. But people coming now because they have very good chance, like since no COVID and all this thing, they can spend all those 4 years in the college and they can get to learn a lot. Like, uh,
Hmm. So in my case, regarding the expectations, so I wanted a decent branch for me. So like as in IITs, as you go down, like as your rank goes down, no, uh, mm, so the more better branch you want, the more like lower IIT you need to get. So like in that case, as I was a little bit interested in computer science, I opted for computer science and selected this new Gen IIT. So like I had in mind that this was a new IIT, so I didn't have very like big expectations in my mind regarding this college. I like honestly believe that like this college would be in its early stages of development, and also expecting some big things would not be justified. So I had very low expectations in mind regarding this. But as far as placements are concerned, and the IIT tag that I would be getting, I was satisfied. And the branch I was getting, I was satisfied by that. And then I proceeded to choose this college and like finally got into it. After getting into college, like all of the things that I've seen were quite average if you consider. And like I didn't have a very decent campus life. If you talk the campus, like we were residing in was a temporary campus, so it was not very great. And the infrastructure also there was not very like good. If you consider it was average. And the new students coming in, they like have their permanent campus built now. So like there the things like we have been to it recently. So there the things are very good and they can have a very good experience there. But our campus life was very much affected due to COVID also and due to the unavailability of a permanent campus. So that are there. Like honestly, like if I like give a one-liner answer for the expectations, I would say like the placement that I've got and the experience that I have matches my expectations. Yeah.
Yeah. So at last, like if you want to give a suggestion for the new entrants to these new generation IITs and the students who are studying currently in these IITs, like if you want to give any suggestion, so what you will give?
Yeah. So the suggestion I would be giving to these students would be like to get proper guidance from your seniors, see what's currently the market demands are, and adapting to the market needs quickly, and choosing the tech stack which is in demand related to coding and all. And Yeah, that's it. What I would say. Anirudh, we we want to add a few points to this.
Yeah, like this question, like there's no generic answer. Like different students would want different things. So according to them, I mean, they should take their time after getting their rank and checking all the colleges which they would get. Uh, Considering all the factors which they have, and after doing some good research, they should go into the college which suits them best. So, like, I would not say that one should not go into baby ID and one should. It's all up to them. So, what they want in the future, like, it all depends on them. So, that's what my suggestion would be. Yeah, because different people have different things to achieve. So,
Yeah. So like we'll conclude this with the rating. You guys will give rating to these topics. So like what we discussed. So like one being the lowest, five being the highest. So the for the culture of new IITs, like what you will rate on one being the lowest,
I
five
would
being the
give,
highest.
yeah, I would give around three to the culture, coding culture,
Yep.
to be
So
like, yeah.
yeah, like I would give like something like 2.5 because now it's developing. So,
yeah. So the core structure you guys have.
Yeah, the course structure like was good and like was very diverse in my opinion. So I would give around 3.5 to 4, 3.5 to be precise.
like I'm not bad mouthing anyone, but really I did not like the course structure because there are many unnecessary courses. So now, I mean, after we have graduated, like I checked the course for the upcoming batch. Like it's very, very good. I mean, it's been changed because like some administrative changes were made in our college, and those students got a really good curriculum, like if you ask me. So, but we did not get that much. So I would be going with something around two. So like the core structure is concerned because
Coming to the
Adding to this
management.
point, yeah, I want to add some points to this. So every institution, engineering institutions, and like to be precise, computer science courses in these colleges follow a generic pattern where in the initial years you will just be revised the subjects that you have learned in your like JE preparation time, and then from the second year you will be starting with your core computer science courses. So like most of the like institutions have a generic pattern in that, but like these institutions should follow more of a industry, like what the industry demands, and courses like that need to be introduced. At our time, it was not, but as Anirudh mentioned, the newer batches that have been coming to IITs have been in their course structure. There have been changes made, and like they have a really good one now compared to ours. So like it's very beneficial, and like they will have a lot of good time learning and all. Yeah, and it will also help them really well in their placement and interview preparation time. Yeah.
Yeah, and the management of the new ITs.
Management, I would give around three for management also. It is not very great, and it is in its development phase. So it requires like we need to give some more time for this college to mature and like really develop itself. And it is very quick to judge. Yeah.
yeah, like management since temporary college, you cannot really give a perfect rating there. But as far as what I've seen, like they're quick to respond to queries, like you know, hostel and all those things. And as far as academic is also considered, like yeah, it's pretty good. So I would also like go with something like four on this question.
Yeah. So that's it. That's it for our discussion. It's a fruitful discussion with you guys. So it will be very fruitful for all the new entrants of ITs and the students who are currently studying in new ITs. So like they will take some advices from our discussion. I hope they will implement some of the top-notch points we discussed in the discussion. Yep. Thanks for your
Yeah,
time.
it last like I would like to promote IIT Dharwad because I'm an alumni of IIT Dharwad. So students coming now, I mean, we have a permanent campus like which is really nice, really nice. Once you go and check out, if you will be able to, and you will get to know because the new campus is really, really good. The infrastructure is awesome, top notch, and there are many facilities there. So do consider IIT Dharwad, like if you are after your IIT JEE advance. So yeah,
Yep. That's a good from alumni Andrew. Thanks for promoting your college. So Anirudh and Asim, it's thank you for both of you guys. It's been a wonderful session. We have discussed a lot of points on new ITs. So yeah, thank you for your valuable time here in my podcast. I will appreciate your patience to being in my first podcast. So yeah, that's from my side.
Thank you for having us, Manohar. Had a great talk with you guys. Looking for another podcast. Looking forward to another podcast very soon. Yeah, thank you. Had a great time, guys.
yeah, I made to like had a great time here. Like got to know something from Asim as well. What is sorry insights and all those things, and feels very special to be on the first podcast, which was in the launch of the podcast. And
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
looking
For sure.
forward for some other podcast with you. Like yeah, okay, thank you,
Yeah.
great time.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye, guys.